Erika did not call for war. In fact, she did the exact opposite, which is what was so stunning. It was unbelievable. The forgiveness that she granted, the strength that it took for her to call for that forgiveness. It's just unmatched, and it really made a difference. And I was being serious when I tweeted that I think it was the most consequential speech in American history.
Social media just exploded again. Candace Owens has finally broken her silence on the ongoing Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA drama. And what she said has left everyone completely stunned. For weeks, she avoided the rumors, staying silent while speculation swirled across every platform. But now, in a surprise podcast segment that no one saw coming, Candace decided to speak, and she didn't just speak. She shook the internet. What makes this moment even wilder is how it happened. It wasn't some carefully planned interview or PR move, it was raw, unfiltered, and caught everyone off guard. She dropped her thoughts casually during a late-night livestream, and within minutes, her words were being clipped, shared, and dissected across TikTok, X, and YouTube. People expected her to defend Erika Kirk, but the truth, it's way more complicated. Almost instantly, hashtags like #CandaceSpeaks and #TPUSA drama went viral, as thousands of viewers tried to decode what she really meant. Comment sections flooded with theories, some saying she exposed Erika, others claiming she revealed something even bigger. One thing's for sure. No one saw this twist coming. To really understand why Candace Owens' comments hit so hard, we need to rewind to where it all began, with Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, and her sudden rise to power inside Turning Point USA after Charlie's tragic death. Erika quickly stepped into a leadership role that shocked even longtime members of the organization. Almost overnight, she wasn't just the grieving wife, she was the new face of the movement, taking charge of key initiatives, reshaping messaging, and rebranding TPUSA's public image. At first, many applauded her resilience. Supporters saw her as a symbol of strength, someone refusing to collapse under grief, determined to continue her husband's legacy. But others weren't buying it. Critics began whispering that Erika's leadership felt too rehearsed, too corporate, too perfect. They called her calculated, accusing her of capitalizing on tragedy to build her own influence within the conservative ecosystem. Soon, internal murmurs about secret sponsorships, quiet deals, and reshuffled staff loyalty began to leak online, painting a picture of an organization in quiet turmoil. As the rumors spread, the internet divided into factions: those who believed Erika was continuing Charlie's mission, and those convinced she was rewriting it entirely. Every move she made, every post, appearance, or speech, was picked apart like evidence in a public trial. Yet through it all, one voice remained silent: Candace Owens. For weeks, she watched the chaos unfold, saying nothing. Until now. And that's exactly why her sudden decision to speak has the internet convinced something much deeper is happening behind the scenes. After weeks of watching the chaos from a distance, Candace Owens finally decided she'd had enough, and when she spoke, she made sure the entire internet heard it. During a surprise segment on her livestream, Candace shifted from her usual commentary to something far more personal. Without naming names at first, she began talking about people who used tragedy as a trampoline, instead of a testimony. It didn't take long before the audience realized exactly who she was, referring to Erika Kirk, with her trademark, calm but cutting delivery. Candace leaned in and said, "There's a difference between honoring a legacy and monetizing it. What I'm seeing right now doesn't look like grief, it looks like a business strategy." The internet went into meltdown mode. Her tone wasn't fiery, it was measured, deliberate, and filled with that quiet kind of certainty that makes her statements hit even harder. She didn't raise her voice, but every word landed like a hammer. Then she took it one step further, hinting that Erika's rise inside Turning Point USA wasn't as organic as people believed. She implied that some people were positioned long before the cameras started rolling. That single line sent shockwaves through social media, igniting debates about whether Candace was exposing a political setup or calling out Erika's personal ambition. Reactions poured in instantly. Fans of Candace praised her for finally saying what everyone was thinking, while Erika's defenders accused her of jealousy and cruelty. Others speculated that Candace wasn't just targeting Erika. She was sending a warning to everyone in the conservative influencer space. The comment sections were pure chaos. For weeks, people had begged Candace to share her perspective, and now that she had, the world realized she hadn't come to defend anyone. She'd come to disrupt. But just when the internet thought they'd reached the peak of the drama, something unexpected happened. Elon Musk entered the conversation. And that's when everything changed. just when the internet thought things couldn't get any wilder. Elon Musk, yes. The Elon Musk stepped into the chaos and instantly set the digital world on fire. It started with a single post on X, one that seemed innocent at first glance. Someone had shared a clip of Candace Owens' comments about Erika Kirk, and Elon, in true Musk fashion, replied with a short, cryptic sentence, "Power always reveals who we really are." That one line was all it took. Within minutes, the post went viral, and speculation exploded. Was he talking about Erika Kirk? Was he agreeing with Candace Owens? Or was he hinting at something even deeper? A commentary on the entire political influencer world that had turned personal branding into power currency. No one knew for sure, but that didn't stop people from connecting the dots. Soon, screenshots began circulating that allegedly showed Elon liking posts critical of Erika's leadership at Turning Point USA. Others claimed he had unfollowed certain conservative personalities connected to her. Whether these moves were deliberate or coincidental didn't matter. The internet had already made its decision. Elon Musk had taken Candace's side, and once his name was attached, the story blew up on every platform imaginable. YouTubers, commentators, and gossip pages flooded timelines with titles like Elon Musk versus Erika Kirk, and why Elon just backed Candace Owens. His involvement transformed a political gossip scandal into a mainstream viral event. Some users even began digging into Erika's past interactions with tech billionaires, posting photos of her at Silicon Valley events and conferences, fueling theories that she had tried and failed to align herself with Elon in the past. Others suggested that Elon's post wasn't about her at all, that it was a strategic test to see how far the rumor mill would run on its own. Whatever his true intention, one thing became clear. With Elon Musk now in the mix, this was no longer just a conservative influencer feud. It was a global conversation, politics, power, and influence colliding in real time. And as hashtags like #ELON #Candace vs Erika, and #PowerPlays dominated the trending lists, it was obvious. The story had officially gone from rumor to revolution after Elon Musk's cryptic post threw gasoline on the fire. The internet did what it always does best, it started digging. And what people claimed to find next turned the already messy drama into a full-blown digital scandal. Overnight, dozens of anonymous accounts began posting what they called proof screenshots, leaked emails, and private messages allegedly tied to Erika Kirk's rise inside Turning Point USA. The leaks painted a narrative that was almost too wild to believe. Some screenshots supposedly showed Erika coordinating exclusive partnerships and brand sponsorships mere weeks after Charlie Kirk's death, contracts under her personal name, not TPUSA's. Others claimed she had held private meetings with key donors to secure control over certain branches of the organization. There were even unverified messages suggesting that several longtime staffers had been quietly dismissed under her new leadership. No one could confirm what was real, but the illusion of evidence was all the internet needed. Within hours, Erika's image shifted from inspiring widow to power-hungry manipulator in the public eye. Conspiracy threads exploded across Reddit and X, connecting every date, event, and deal she'd ever been part of. One viral post claimed she had been planning her comeback months before Charlie's passing, while another accused her of forming secret alliances with media moguls to expand her personal influence. Then came the bombshell. A few users claimed that one of the leaked voice notes belonged to a close TPUSA insider, allegedly discussing how Erika plays nice on camera but controls every move behind the scenes. Whether that clip was authentic or deepfaked didn't matter. It spread like wildfire, and in the middle of all this, Candace Owens reposted one of the most controversial screenshots with a single caption, "Timing reveals everything." That one line sent the story into overdrive. People began treating it as confirmation that Candace knew something, that maybe this wasn't just gossip, but a quiet warning about something darker inside the movement. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk's camp stayed completely silent. No statement, no denial, no clarification. And that silence, that carefully measured stillness, only made the internet hungrier for blood. Every hour without a response felt like another unspoken confession. By the end of the week, hashtags like #Erika Kirk exposed, #TPUSA receipts, and #Candace vs Erika dominated trending pages. Influencer drama channels were dropping daily breakdowns, and even political pundits were weighing in. The public wasn't just watching a feud anymore, they were watching a power structure unravel in real time. And with Elon Musk's subtle approval still echoing across social media, one thing became painfully clear. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a reckoning, and Erika Kirk's entire empire was standing on the edge. After the supposed evidence began flooding feeds, the conversation split right down the middle. In one camp were people convinced they had finally seen the real Erika Kirk. In the other were those warning that the screenshots and voice notes could have been faked or twisted. On X, threads dissected every blurry image. Amateur sleuths compared timestamps, fonts, and even the grammar of messages to decide whether they were authentic. One viral post read, "If this is real, TPUSA is done." Another fired back, "If this is fake, the smear campaign of the year just happened." Inside Turning Point USA, the tension was palpable. Former staffers started liking cryptic posts, fueling suspicions that there really was unrest behind closed doors. Others publicly defended Erika, insisting she was being targeted because she's a woman leading a conservative empire. Candace Owens, meanwhile, stayed oddly quiet after her last post. The silence was deafening and strategic. Her followers interpreted it as confidence. Her critics saw it as fear that the story was spiraling out of control. Elon Musk, as usual, added to the confusion by replying to a meme about the scandal with nothing but a laughing emoji. Commentators began asking bigger questions. Was this truly about Erika Kirk, or was it about who controls the flow of power and money in conservative media? Each new receipt, each deleted post, added more fuel to the fire. And the internet kept feeding it. By now, the whole saga had grown beyond Erika's reputation. It was a public test of influence, who the audience believed, who they followed, and who they were ready to cancel next. As the drama deepened, insiders began whispering that this wasn't just a social media scandal. It was a power struggle inside Turning Point USA. Erika Kirk's swift rise to the top had already unsettled several longtime members, and the leaks only made old tensions boil over. Behind closed doors, board meetings reportedly turned into shouting matches. Some wanted to distance the organization from Erika completely, while others warned that doing so would make TPUSA look unstable in front of donors. Online, conservative commentators framed it as a battle for who controls the narrative. Was TPUSA still Charlie Kirk's legacy, or had Erika turned it into her personal brand? Screenshots claiming to show cancelled contracts and dropped sponsors began circulating. Even rival conservative influencers started weighing in, hinting that the group's finances were under review. Supporters of Erika fought back, calling the entire controversy a coordinated takedown orchestrated by jealous peers and political competitors. They said Candace and Elon had weaponized public perception to weaken TPUSA's grip on conservative youth outreach, and that Erika was being used as a scapegoat. Her defenders described her as the woman holding the empire together while everyone else tries to tear it apart. Meanwhile, journalists and gossip channels alike started digging deeper, each claiming to have new leaks or exclusive insiders. Some argued that Candace's vague warnings and Elon's cryptic posts were part of a larger plan to reshape conservative influence, to dethrone old voices and replace them with their own. The question no one could answer was simple but chilling: who's really pulling the strings? Every day brought new rumors, hidden meetings, deleted files, alliances shifting in real time. And through it all, Erika Kirk stayed completely silent. That silence became its own headline, its own story, and the longer it lasted, the louder the storm grew. What had started as a personal feud was now shaking the foundations of an entire movement, and everyone watching could feel it. The empire was starting to crack by now. The story had gone beyond politics or gossip, it had become personal. The internet wasn't just dissecting Erika Kirk's choices, it was tearing apart her entire identity. The woman once celebrated for her strength and poise was now at the center of one of the most toxic online narratives in recent memory. Every tweet, every speech, every appearance she made was being replayed, analyzed and repurposed into evidence of guilt. Erika's silence, once seen as dignified, was now interpreted as arrogance. She's hiding something. One viral comment read, "If she was innocent, she'd speak up." Another countered, "She doesn't owe anyone her pain." It was an endless tug-of-war between sympathy and suspicion. Her name became a battleground where strangers debated morality, power, and the price of influence. Inside Turning Point USA, insiders whispered about her breaking point. Sources claimed she had canceled upcoming appearances and stopped answering media requests. Meanwhile, her supporters launched a counter-campaign, flooding timelines with old clips of her speaking about faith, love, and resilience, trying to remind the world of the person she was before the storm. But the internet has no memory for grace. Candace Owens, whose comments started the blaze, moved on to other topics on her show, but Every time she mentioned authenticity or female leadership, people thought she was still talking about Erika. Elon Musk's followers kept using his earlier quote, "Power always reveals who we really are," as a rallying cry, turning it into a meme that haunted every thread about her, and in the middle of it all was Erika herself, once the face of renewal, now portrayed as the symbol of manipulation. Her empire, her faith-based image, her husband's legacy, all of it was now shadowed by doubt. The fallout wasn't just about reputations, it was about control, about who gets to tell the story when truth and perception collide. And as the chaos continued to build, everyone online could feel it. The ending hadn't come yet. Something bigger, darker, and far more personal was still waiting to break. And now, after all the chaos, leaks, and accusations, the world is watching in silence, waiting for Erika Kirk to finally break hers. Every day that passes without a statement feels heavier, louder, more suspicious. Her name dominates headlines. Her reputation hangs in the balance. And the question everyone keeps asking is simple: what will she say, if she says anything at all? Because one thing's certain, this isn't just gossip anymore. This is about power, image, and survival. If even a fraction of what's being said is true, Erika's influence inside Turning Point USA could vanish overnight. But if she's innocent, if this was all a carefully planned takedown, then the people behind this storm may have just underestimated the wrong woman. Meanwhile, Candace Owens stands by her cryptic comments, and Elon Musk hasn't deleted a single post. Their silence now feels like strategy to giants watching the chaos they ignited from a distance, letting the internet do their work for them. And as for TPUSA, its empire trembles under the weight of whispers, betrayals, and unanswered questions. What's next? Will Erika come forward with her truth? Will Candace double down? Will Elon drop another digital grenade that sends the whole narrative spinning again? Nobody knows. But one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. In fact, it's only getting started. So what do you think? Is Erika Kirk a victim of powerful enemies, or the mastermind behind her own downfall? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next chapter of this drama could expose secrets that none of them are ready for. And you won't want to miss it.